Jai Gurudev children. Beta, in last period we have learned some formulas and properties of the quadrilateral, and then we have completed till question number 3 from exercise 9.1. Today we are going to start with question number 4. Then what is the question number 4? We have to give one interior angle, and we have to find that whether the quadrilateral will be that polygons will be possible or not. Okay, what is the formula for the polygon? You know that number of sides is equal to 360 upon exterior angle. This was the formula I taught you. Okay, and here we have to give an interior angle. Then one more thing I taught you, that interior angle plus exterior angle will be equal to always 180 degree. So interior angle you have to give it how much? 45 degree plus exterior angle is equal to 180 degree. So because for finding the number of side you need here exterior angle. So exterior angle is equal to 180 minus 45. It will be equal to 135 degree. Okay. Now see that number of side n is equal to 360 degree upon 135. So if you will divide these numbers, so you will not get a whole number. No, you will not get a whole number. This value will not come as a whole number. It will come in fractional. 2 upon 3, maybe something like that it will come. Okay. So which is how you will write? Which is not a whole number. Which is not a whole number. Okay. And you know that just now you have learned the polygon, and in the polygons you have not learned any polygons. It will have 5.7 sides or 6.5 sides. It will be all the sides always. It will be in the complete whole number. So in this way the number, while we are dividing by the formula, it is not coming a whole number. That's why what you can say, that the polygon is not possible. So how you will write? Polygon is not possible. So in this case polygon will not be possible. Okay beta. Now afterwards we are going to do the question number 5th one. See that. Now see that beta, find the measure of the exterior angle, and for which you have to find the exterior angle for a polygon of side n side. So how you will do? Just now I taught you the formula. N is equal to here exterior angle you have to find na exterior angle. So in this case how you will write? Exterior angle is equal to 360 divided by number of sides of polygon. So how you will do? 360 divided by how many sides? 6. So 6 is 36, 60 degree. So what will be the exterior angle? 60 degree. It is A part of the question. Now see that B part of the question. This time you have to give 5 sides. 5 sides. So it means n is equal to 5. So exterior angle is equal to 360 divided by how many sides beta? 5 sides. So see that 5 7 ja 35. Okay, 5 2 ja 10. What will be the measure of the exterior angle? 72 degree. So in this way rest of the part, how many more parts are there? C and D part. You will do this part in your homework, and don't think that we will write the same way in copy also. When your copies will come for the correction, I don't want to see that you are writing in the same way. It's your duty to complete the incomplete part, because here we are giving the guidelines to you. Homework part is your responsibility to complete that. Okay. Now come to the next question beta, that is question number 6. See that now question number 6. Find the number of side of a regular polygon whose exterior angle is of 45 degree. Okay, so number of sides you have to find. So number of sides is equal to, in a regular polygon, 360 divided by exterior angle. Okay, rest of the questions are also same, so you will do those questions yourself. Okay, so it will be 360 divided by 45. See that now, how many times it can be divided? 8 times. So how many sides will be there? 8 sides will be there. Okay, so see that now, how many sides does a regular polygon have if the measure of an exterior angle is 24 degree? So question number 7 is same as question number 6. So this will be your homework. Okay, now come to the, is it possible to have a regular polygon with the measure of each exterior angle is 32 degree? Question number 8 is also same like that question number, this one 6. If it will come as a whole number, then the polygon will be possible. If like that the question number, which one? It will come in a fractional part as I have done for the question number 4. Then the polygon will not be possible. Means if the number of sides are coming 10, 20, 30 or like that, at that time the polygon will be possible. And if the sides are not coming in a whole number, you know the whole number, okay, then the polygon will not be possible. So this question also you will do yourself. Okay, and the second part, B part of the question is also like that same. So the question number 7 and 8 I am leaving for your homework part. So you will do these questions yourself. Okay, now come to the beta. In the next topic, means the next important part of the topic is, that means in the second part, before starting the second part, now we have to learn that the properties of the quadrilateral. Okay, so we are going to revise to learn the properties of the quadrilateral, and it is must to learn the properties. Till that you will not have the properties clear, so you will have problems to solve the question. Okay, we are not going to prove properties here. Here only we are going to understand the about the properties. Now see that next topic of the chapter, that is properties of quadrilateral. Yes beta, now the next topic of our chapter is properties of quadrilateral. So in this part of the chapter, first of all we would like to learn about the quadrilateral. So what do you mean by the quadrilateral? Quadrilateral is a closed figure bounded by the 4 line segment. Okay, quadrilateral is a closed figure bounded by 4 line segments. So suppose it is quadrilateral, then types of quadrilateral are 2 kinds of there: parallelograms, okay, parallelograms, or those are not parallelograms. Those are non-parallelograms. In parallelograms, 4 things are come: rectangle, parallelogram itself, then square and rhombus. Okay, and non-parallelograms category, those are non-parallelogram but they are quadrilateral. Comes 2 things, those are trapezium. In non-parallelogram category beta, 2 figures will come, those are trapezium, okay, and kite. Now see that rectangle, square and rhombus all are parallelogram, so they will satisfy the property of the parallelogram. Okay, trapezium and kite, they are non-parallelogram, they are not parallelogram, but they are, or all of the figure they are belongs to the quadrilateral. All of them they are quadrilateral. Okay, so if you will understand this figure, so you will not have any problem. Again I am repeating beta, all these figures names whatever written on the board, they are quadrilateral. Okay, and here we are going to learn parallelograms also. In parallelograms what will come? Rectangle, square and rhombus. These figures will satisfy the property of the parallelogram. Now we are going to learn about the properties of the parallelogram first. Okay, Now see that beta, what are the properties of the first figure we are going to learn, that is parallelogram. Okay, if you will understand about the parallelogram, see that what are the, suppose this is ABCD. ABCD is a parallelogram. So what are the properties? That opposite sides are equal, like that AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC. Second thing, opposite sides should be parallel. It means AB parallel to DC or AD parallel to BC. Okay. Then third thing, opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles. Okay. Opposite angles means these are consecutive angles. Opposite angle means angle A will be equal to angle C or angle B is equal to angle D. Okay. And fourth thing is diagonal bisect AC and BD. Okay. Bisect each other. First of all, try to understand what do you mean by the diagonals. If we are joining the line segment of the opposite vertex, then we are getting the diagonals of the figure. You can see that here I have joined the opposite vertex A to C and B to D. Then these are diagonal, and diagonal bisect each other means this. Suppose they are bisecting at point O. It means AO is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. This procedure is known as the bisecting procedure. Means half of the diagonal part they will be equal. Suppose the length of the diagonal is 10 centimeter, then it will be 5 here and 5 here. Okay. And suppose this can be 3 and 3 in this way. Okay. It means diagonals will bisect each other. These are the properties of the parallelogram. First of all, you have to clear about the properties of the parallelogram. First, opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel, diagonal bisect each other. This is all the properties of the means parallelogram. Now second figure we are going to understand, that is about the rectangle. Okay, we are going to compare them also. Now see that beta, rectangle means, and what I told, that rectangle is also a parallelogram. In the previous figure I taught you na, A, B, C and D. Okay, so this is rectangle. Now we said that rectangle is a parallelogram. It means it will satisfy all the properties of the parallelogram. It must satisfy all the properties of parallelogram. Now see that you are very much aware about the rectangle and its properties. What are the properties of rectangle beta? You know that all the angles of rectangles are equal to 90 degree. Okay. Now see that angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D is equal to beta 90 degree. Okay. It means if we will talk about the opposite angles also, you can see that opposite angles of the rectangle are equal. It means it is satisfying this property of the parallelogram also. Okay. Now come to the second property. Second property, you know that opposite sides of rectangle are equal. It means AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC. So it is satisfying this opposite sides are equal also. Okay. And you know that you have learned about the lines and angles chapter in class 7th. There you learned that if the two lines, okay, two lines are parallel and they will be intersected by a transversal, at that time their consecutive angles should be equal. So you know that these two lines, they are parallel and they are intersecting, suppose a transversal. At that time, if the sum of these two angles, if these two angles sum is coming equal to 180 degree, it means what it will be? It means their consecutive, sum of the consecutive angles, if they are coming equal to 180 degree, it means these lines will be parallel. Now see that beta, here angle A and angle B sum equal to 180 degree. Okay, so see that third property. What is that? You already know that in rectangles opposite side are not only equal but they are parallel also, because you can see that everywhere sum is coming equal to consecutive. Consecutive means they are nearer vertex, nearer vertices, means opposite vertex means we are not taking the connecting vertex. Here while we are talking about the consecutive, at that time we will take the connected vertex. Okay, now see that beta, here in this figure what we have, AB is parallel to BC and AD is parallel to BC also. These are the properties of the rectangle. Okay, so three properties it has satisfied. Now what is the next thing? That is diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. So you can see that rectangle is satisfying all the properties of the parallelogram. That's why all the rectangles will be parallelogram. But all the parallelograms cannot be rectangle. Why? If we are saying that in this figure also opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel. Okay, but you can see that here in parallelogram we have not said that all the angles are equal to 90 degree. We have not said this now. It means, but in rectangle all the angles are equal to 90 degree. So there is a difference between the rectangle and the parallelogram. Whether the rectangle is satisfying all the properties of the parallelogram, then rectangle can be a parallelogram. Rectangle, because rectangle satisfying the properties of parallelogram. But all the parallelograms cannot be rectangle, because for proving it we must prove that all the angle must be equal to 90 degree. Okay, but here only this much of difference is in rectangle and parallelogram. Okay, now come to the next two figures. Those are satisfying the properties of the parallelogram. They are rhombus and square. Now we are going to discuss about that. Now see that beta, rhombus and square. Rhombus and square both are also parallelogram. It means they must satisfy, or they will satisfy the properties of the parallelogram. Now what are the properties of the parallelogram? Rhombus is a figure. Rhombus is a quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal. You know that square is also a quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal. Then what is the difference between them? In square all the angles are 90 degree. But in rhombus all the angles cannot be equal to 90 degree. Only this much of difference is between rhombus and square. Otherwise rest of the properties for both the quadrilateral will be same. See that first of one, all the sides are equal. All sides are equal. Okay. It means AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. Then what were the properties of a parallelogram? Then opposite side must be equal. So if all the sides are equal, then the opposite side will also be equal. It is satisfying the first property of parallelogram. Then second thing is opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Okay. If opposite angles are equal, okay, and third one is diagonals bisect each other. Diagonal bisect each other. All these are the properties of parallelogram. It means rhombus is a parallelogram. That's why rhombus is a parallelogram. But it is one more step we will go beyond of the parallelogram, that is diagonal bisect each other at right angle. At right angle. Okay. Till now what we were learning, that diagonal bisect each other. ओके अभी तक हमने केवल यहाँ पर इतना पढ़ा है बेटा कि डायगोनल बाइसेक्ट करते हैं। इसका मतलब बाइसेक्ट करने का मतलब होता है कि AO इज इक्वल टू OC एंड OB इज इक्वल टू OD. But here what we are learning that diagonal bisect each other at right angle. It means all these angles will be equal to 90 degree. That's why we are saying that diagonal bisect each other at 90 degree. And in square and the parallelogram, diagonals were only bisecting each other. Only this much part was there. That is AO is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Now come to the properties of the square. Okay, what are the properties of the square? Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. So you already know that all the sides of the square are equal. That's why opposite side will also be equal. If suppose this is A, so you can see that all the sides will be equal. Okay, opposite sides will be equal. All the angles are equal to 90 degree. Means angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D is equal to 90 degree. And what were the properties of the parallelogram? That opposite side must be equal. So in this case you can see that if this is 90, this is also 90. So opposite angles are equal. So it is satisfying the second property of parallelogram also. Okay. Here one more thing, that diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal. In only two figure diagonals are equal. One is square and second one is rectangle. Okay. So diagonals of rectangle and diagonals of square, both the figures, their diagonals will be equal. Here it is not necessary in the parallelogram that their diagonals will be equal. It is having one property more than the parallelogram. Okay, which one? Rectangle and square. Diagonals are square. Sorry, diagonals are equal. Then next one is diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Diagonals bisect each other at right angle or 90 degree. Somewhere it is written right angle or somewhere it is written at 90 degree. Both things are same. You can see that if we will join the diagonals, then their diagonals will make, means the angle between here, everywhere here it will be 90 degree. Here also 90 degree, 90 degree or 90 degree. These properties were not here. This was not in rectangle or parallelogram. Okay, and diagonal are bisecting also. It means AO is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Okay, so these were the properties of the parallelogram. Now we are going about learn about the figures those are not parallelogram, and in that category only two figures are there, trapezium or kite. Now we are going to learn about them. Now we are going to learn about the two more figures those are not means parallelogram. They are trapezium and kite. So you should know about these two figures also. What do you mean by the trapezium? Trapezium is a quadrilateral in which only one pair, listen, only one pair of the sides is parallel. Okay, and rest of the sides are not equal to each other. Means what do you mean by a trapezium? If AB is parallel to DC in a quadrilateral ABCD, only this much if it will be there, then the figure is known as the trapezium. Then figure is known as trapezium. Okay, and one more thing, if suppose one note is there, that if suppose these two sides are equal, one special case is there. Okay, if suppose these two sides are parallel, okay, AB is parallel to DC and AD is equal to BC, means one pair is parallel and another pair is equal, then this kind of trapezium is known as isosceles trapezium. Isosceles trapezium. Okay, then this kind of special trapezium is known as the isosceles trapezium. Now see that beta, kite. Kite is also a quadrilateral in which adjacent sides are equal. In which adjacent sides are equal. See that here in the by the figure also you can conclude that here AB and AD, AB is equal to AD and BC is equal to BC. Okay, one property. Second property, diagonals, one diagonal bisect the other. It means AC will divide BD into two equal parts and BD will divide AC into two equal parts. Okay, not bisecting, they are intersecting each other. Means they are not intersecting. What we can say that they will divide, one diagonal will divide the another diagonal into two equal parts. Okay, and one more thing, that diagonals meet at right angle. Diagonals meet at right angle means here this angle will be equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so these are the all the properties of the quadrilateral we have understood, and now we are going to understand. You know beta, the sum of the angles of a triangle is how much? Everybody should know the sum of angles of any figure is always equal to how much? 3 angles. Sum of a triangle is always equal to 180 degree. This property you have learned in class 7. Now we are going to learn about in any quadrilateral. Suppose it is a quadrilateral, okay, ABCD, and we have to find the sum of the all the interior angles of this quadrilateral. So how we will do? Okay, see that here in this way I am going to do. I am drawing one diagonal in the figure. This is suppose angle 1 or this is angle 2 and angle 3 and angle 4. Okay, so draw a diagonal AC. Okay, now see that in triangle ABC, angle 1 plus angle B plus angle 2 should be equal to beta how much? 180 degree by angle sum property. Or in triangle which one? In triangle which? DAC. Okay, angle D plus angle 3 plus angle 4 also is equal to beta 180 degree. Add these two equations. If you will add triangle ABC plus angle triangle which one beta? DAC. So what you will get? Add angle 1 plus angle B plus angle 2 plus angle D plus angle 3 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 plus 180. Okay, if you will add these two triangles, which figure you will get? This triangle plus this triangle, it will become quadrilateral ABCD is equal to angle B, angle, write them, angle 1 plus angle 3. I am writing them together because they are in plus. I can write them in this way, plus angle 2 plus angle 4 plus angle B plus angle D is equal to beta 180. Okay, so angle 1 or 3, what complete angle they are making? Angle A. These two are forming angle B plus angle B plus, no sorry, angle C they are forming. Angle C plus angle B plus angle D is equal to 360. So in this way you should know that the sum of the all the interior angles of a quadrilateral, the sum of the 4 angles of a quadrilateral is always equal to 360 degree. So by this property also now we will solve the question. Now we have learned all the properties which were which we should know or we must know for understanding the topic. Now we are coming to the exercise 9.2 of the chapter. Just now beta I taught you about the parallelogram, and you know that in parallelogram, suppose this is parallelogram ABCD in which opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. It means AB will be equal to BC and BC is equal to AD. So same thing is in rectangle also. Okay, same thing in rectangle also. Suppose this one A and A, so and this is B and B. Okay, so what will be its perimeter? Perimeter of parallelogram. Perimeter of parallelogram is equal to 2 into length plus breadth. 2 into length plus breadth. Okay, suppose here length is A, so whatever length is given to you, you can write that. Here I am writing L and N so that you will not have any confusion. Okay, and here breadth. Okay, now come that the perimeter of a parallelogram is 42 centimeter. The perimeter of a parallelogram is 42 centimeter. If its adjacent side are in the ratio 1:2. Adjacent side, beta, always understand opposite side and adjacent side. Children are having always confusion it. Opposite side, you know this one. Adjacent means this and this, or whether this or this. Means connecting sides are known as the adjacent sides. Now see that adjacent sides are in the ratio 1:3. Means L and B. L ratio B is equal to 1:2. So L will be 1x and B is equal to 2x. And perimeter, how much you have to given, beta? 42 centimeter. So you have to find its dimensions, means length and breadth you have to find. So how you will do? Perimeter of parallelogram is equal to 42 centimeter is equal to 2 into length is how much, beta? 1x or plus 2x. So 42 is equal to 2 into 3x. So 42 is equal to 3 2 ja 6x. So 42 upon 6 is equal to x. 6 7 ja 42. So x is equal to 7. So what can be the length? Length is equal to 1x. So 1 into 7 is equal to 7 centimeter. Okay. And breadth is equal to, beta, 2 into x. So 2 into 7. 7 2 ja 14. Now see that its breadth is coming, length is coming 14 and breadth is coming 7. So if you will put this value here, so you will get its perimeter as 42. 14 plus 7, 21. 21 2 ja 42 and 42 was its perimeter. So in this way we can find the answers. Okay. Now see that, beta, what of the second question? The one of the angle of parallelogram is 60 degree. Find the measure of the other angle. Okay. Now first of all you have to understand that, see that, beta, in properties of the parallelogram I taught you that the opposite angles of parallelogram are always equal. Okay. Now see that, suppose this is a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. A, B, C, D. Parallelogram means opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay. A figure in which opposite sides are parallel and equal is known as the parallelogram. Here it is given 60 degree. I taught you that if these two sides are parallel, suppose, or these two sides are parallel here, so this will be as a transversal. And if this is as a transversal in the parallel lines in class 7th, you have learned that if these two lines are parallel, then their consecutive angle sum should be equal to 180 degree. Here you know that these two lines are parallel. I am extending them in this way. These two lines are parallel. It means these are consecutive angle. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because they are consecutive angles. Consecutive angles. Okay. So angle A, how much you have given? Suppose 60 degree. Plus angle B is equal to, beta, 180 degree. So angle B is equal to 180 minus 60 degree. So angle B is equal to 120 degree. Now you got angle B as 120 degree. You have to find all the angles of the parallelogram. Now you must know the properties of the parallelogram. Okay. If you will not aware about the properties, you can't solve the problem. That's why that much of time we have given to the properties only. If you will clear in the properties, then you will not have any doubt in the question. Now we know that the opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. You know that it means angle A will be equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. It means angle A how much? 60 degree. So angle C will also be equal to 60 degree. Angle A or angle C, they both will be equal to 60 degree. Angle B how much you got? 120. So these angle B or angle D, their value will be equal to 120 degrees. If you will add all these angles of the given parallelogram, so you will get that these angles are equal to, their sum will be equal to as 360 degree. Okay. Again beta, I am repeating the properties of the parallelogram to you so that you make very much clear in the properties. Then only you can understand this is a parallelogram ABCD. Okay. In what are the properties? Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal and as well as parallel. Means AB will be parallel to DC and AD will be parallel to BC also. And AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC. Okay. One more thing. If the lines are parallel, then that if you have not done the lines and angles chapter in class 7, then still you have time to revise that chapter, then only you can understand this topic. If you will not be clear in your types of angles, means how the two are more, mainly which angle, that linear pair angle, or if the two lines you have learned if this question there, if two lines intersected by a transversal, then how many types are angle formed in the given figure. So this you have learned in there. If you know this one, okay, then only you can understand this topic. So here you know that if the two lines are intersected by a transversal, then different kind of angles form their corresponding angles. Okay, vertically opposite angles, consecutive angles. Consecutive angles mean these are consecutive angles. Alternate interior angles. All these you have learned in class 7. So here see that in parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel. It means if these two lines are parallel, at this time this will be as transversal. So means we know that this lines and this line are parallel, so this can be as a transversal, means this angle and this angle sum should be equal to 180 degree. At that time we are taking angle A and angle B. At that time we will take that these two lines are parallel, so this will be as transversal. So angle A and angle B sum must be equal to 180 degree. Okay. So today we are going to up to here only till the question number 2. Okay. In next class we will again take from the question number 3. So you watch the videos more and more so that your concept will be clear. I have discussed all the things which are very important for you in the given video. So you just revise them and memorize them, learn them, then only you can understand this topic. Till that, thank you and Jai Gurudev to all of you.